Hi, this is Sowmya Ragupati, psychologist from 𝗍𝒄𝒄𝒄𝒄 Fertility and Hospitals, Chennai. Today is September 10th. It's marked as World Suicide Prevention Day. Talking about suicide can be really uncomfortable, and the myths and stigmas around has silenced us for many years. So now it's time to create awareness that can help us move forward and help people around us also. The World Health Organization estimates that around 700,000 people die due to suicide every year, and which is an alarming amount of people that die per year due to suicide. This not only affects them, it also affects their dear ones profoundly. Globally, the suicide rates in men is twice as high as in women. So this is alarming as well. For every suicide that takes place, there are a number of attempts that are taking place also, which is also called as suicidal ideation, the thought that goes into suicide. So considering all this, to highlight the concerning issue and to raise awareness for the better, the International Association for Suicide Prevention has marked September 10th to September 16th as the World Suicide Prevention Day and Week. We are going to now look into the risk factors and something called as suicide drivers. What are the drivers that lead people to attempt suicide or undergo this painful thing? One could be a major reason that has found was losing a significant member of either your family or a friend, someone who is very close to you, to a terminal disease or to a sudden death. So this could be one of a suicide driver. Past or any present trauma that has not been resolved well. Economical reasons, financial reasons or economical reasons are said to be one of the major contributors to suicide, and some members of the family feeling like they are burdened to their family because of their financial inefficiency or their emotional insufficiency is what they feel. Physical illness, someone being diagnosed with any terminal illness can be led to having such thoughts of suicide. Depression and mood disorders, any form of mental health problems like depression can also be one of the major contributing factors for suicide. People who have already attempted suicide are they do lead the way to do it again and again. They have a lot of chances to commit suicide again. Unidentified mental health problems. They are also one of the leading factors where if left undiagnosed, people sitting at home thinking mild anxiety, I might have mild depression, I feel very low, I feel very isolated, I don't know what I'm going through. Please seek help. It could be an unidentified mental health problem leading you to have suicidal ideations or thoughts of suicide also. Relationship problems between couples, between loved ones also are major drivers that leads to suicide. So one thing that we've now noticed is the risk factors that we've seen that leads you to think about suicide or have suicidal ideations. So as people or as members of a family or having great friends around you, how do you identify certain signs or warning signs as we call it for people who have those ideations? So one could be if you have any loved one or someone that you know who's previously attempted, that could be one warning sign. One is socially withdrawn or isolation. They tend to withdraw from social activities, not attending school, college or work properly, or isolating themselves at any point. Even if they come to work, they isolate themselves, or even if they're in the social environment, they isolate themselves. Significant mood swings. If you recognize major significant mood swings, be it temper, anger, levels of sadness, profound feelings of sadness in them, one of the major signs could be that too. Exhibiting behaviors that are detrimental to them. One such is that abusing alcohol or any drug. Even if they've been prescribed with any medication, they tend to abuse it. That is also a warning sign. Poor self-care. Not being able to bathe every day, not eating on time, not sleeping on time, irregular sleep routines, sleeping or eating routines. Sometimes one of the major contributing warning signs that we've noticed is that members who have those ideations tend to sometimes verbalize how they feel. Sometimes they verbalize that I want to do this to myself. I feel like doing this to myself. I just feel like killing myself. These are some of the phrases that they commonly use when they go through those profound feelings. So that is a major warning sign for you to pick up and identify and see what you can do about it. These are some of the warning signs that you can pick up from people who have those suicidal ideations. Please keep them in mind. Once you've picked up those signs, once you've identified those signs that some person is going through some level of distress, profound level of sadness, or the person is not like they were before, they're also verbalizing it, they're isolating themselves, they're abusing substances, anything like this, try to stay connected. And how do you help these people is what we are going to look into. We can be of great help just by sitting with them, talking to them, or listening to them. One of the major distress that can be caused to them is by telling certain judgmental statements like, you're a man, you're supposed to be like a warrior, you're supposed to take care of the family, you are not supposed to think things like this is a sign of weakness, you can't take such decisions, are not going to help them. These statements only discourage them and not encourage them. Please try to be as supportive as you can. Please try to be as sensitive as you can. There is this person who feels so sad and they're not able to overcome this feeling of sadness that they want to take their life. Imagine someone giving unsolicited advices such as live for your family, live for your kids, live for your friends. We're all here for you. You have to live for us. No, such advices are not going to work solely because the person has to live for themselves. They need to find the will and strength to live for themselves and not through these statements. So please avoid such statements at any cost. If you are unable to help them, reach out to the nearest psychologist or a counselor or a psychiatrist who could be of help. Your actions, however small or big, can provide hope to those who are struggling. And you can help provide awareness in destigmatizing the topics around mental health. Some people find it so easy when they come and talk to us as the psychologists, when we offer them a free, non-judgmental space where they are allowed to express however feel. They feel very light and the heaviness just drops in. So you can be that person too. Create a protective environment. Make sure the environment they live in is free of all certain lethal objects, certain substances that they tend to abuse, or any emotionally disrupting elements around them. Create a very safe physical and emotional environment for them to help them with their struggle. Breaking stereotypes like men can't cry, they can't express feelings. Allow that person to express what they feel. Give them that space. Even if they find that they don't have the strength to reach out to that help, you be that person to drag them to the psychologist. You go to the appointments along with them, that they have that moral support. Find resources like clinicians, mental health professionals, and also majorly make use of helplines. There are millions of helplines. Even if you type in the Google search engine the word suicide or suicide prevention, there is this helpline that pops up, which you can make use of. These factors that we've mentioned can help resilience, coping skills, problem-solving skills in those who struggle. Majorly, people who tend to have these ideations around suicide lose those coping or good coping skills. So you merely giving those skills to them, teaching them those skills or reaching out to someone who could help them with, will create a major good ripple effect and also help them in coming out of such thoughts. In conclusion, Prevention requires a collective form of effort. It is not just a psychologist's role. It is a role that each one of us must take responsibility of. If we are able to achieve the sustainable developments of reducing suicides every year, the rate with which WHO has given, that is 700,000 deaths of suicide per year, is extremely alarming, for which 2021 to 2023, the triennial theme for suicide was Create Hope Through Action. Let's bring more light to the world by creating hope through action and not just by words. Be the light to people who struggle. Be less judgmental. Be more optimistic. Reach out to the right help, to the right resources when you feel you don't have the right resources. I hope this video reaches the right amount of people. In case you need any form of help, there are helplines. You can reach out to us also. So let's all create hope through action and be the light. Thank you.